Are you feeling euphoric today? I sure am, and it's not just because of my holographic Mermaid Wander Beauty limited edition eye patches, it's also because of this. Trader Joe's has a new non-dairy oat creamer with brown sugar, and I am a coffee connoisseur, as well as your acne big sister, resident medical esthetician, person who still has not watched Euphoria because I heard that there's like some inappropriate stuff, and that makes me awkward because I'm awkward and socially weird. But we are here to analyze, scrutinize, and learn from Sydney Sweeney and the skincare tricks she uses from middle school. We've actually already reacted to one of her routines where she uses some interesting products as well as treats her sensitive skin. But today, I want to know what she was using in middle school, because in middle school, I was popping my pimples during the restroom breaks during steel drum band and struggling with my acne. So middle school was not a good skincare time for me. Like, we are talking St. Ives, dish soap, and other questionable substances. We'll leave that in the past. Let's hope that she had some better skincare education.
Hey, it's Sydney Sweeney, and I'm going to share with you guys my nighttime skincare routine. Okay, so first I always put my hair back with a silk hair tie, and I cut bangs recently for my last project, so I have to clip those back too. I feel like I made a terrible decision, but it's okay, they're cute. So I just like do a nice little clip. Then I've always had a really hard time finding a good facial cleanser that works for me. When I was in high school, I always went through either exfoliating way too much or I ended up just washing my face with water for many years because I kept breaking out and I felt like it was the cleanser, and it wasn't. It was just other products that I was using. And I finally found a facial cleanser that is incredible for me. It is the Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. I don't know if you can see, ooh, proper.
The fact that she had access to that in high school is shocking. Again, I also over-exfoliated way too much, but it was St. Ives apricot scrubs. Instead of just plain water, it was like Neutrogena foaming cleanser, the morning burst beads from Clean and Clear, and dish soap. Dawn dish soap, because Megan said that it cleaned the ducts, so it would clean my face. This Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser looks interesting. Let's see if it actually has milk in it or if it's just a milky texture. When it does come to cleaning the skin and removing makeup, you want something that is going to dissolve the dirt, the grime, the sunscreen, the makeup, and all of those particles and then rinse them off. And that's why if you wear really heavy makeup or really heavy sunscreen, a double cleanse is a great idea. Oh, this is only $34. For some reason, I thought this was going to be like $150. I don't believe that Laneige is cruelty-free, but they are fragrance-free, which is great, and it says that it's good for dry, combo, normal skin. I know that she does have sensitive skin, so this is actually kind of nice to see that this works for her. This formula is quite interesting. We first have water, our universal solvent, but then we have hydrogenated polyisobutane. This is really interesting because in a lot of different cleansers or kind of moisturizing formulas, we normally see things like oils or like dimethicone or silicones, right? And this is actually a substitute for that can be very, very nice on the skin. We have dipropylene glycol, isohexadecane, we have caprylic triglyceride, which we see in moisturizers, so this does look like a moisturizing formula, and we see some jojoba oil. I love my Trader Joe's jojoba oil. I actually used jojoba oil to cleanse the mascara and the sunscreen off my face last night from Trader Jose's, and it was magnificent. This does have a couple of others like meadowfoam seed oil, a little bit of citric acid for pH and stability. Overall, this seems good. This doesn't seem bad. I'm not buying it because it's not cruelty-free, but if you have dry skin or sensitive skin like she does, this actually looks like a really decent product.
It's amazing. I take off all my makeup with it, so I actually put it on my face dry, and I don't put water on my face first. I hope that's correct, but I just do like 1 or 2 pumps, and then just do it all over my face. I think I put it on my face dry because I read somewhere to do that once, and then I just kept doing it and it worked. So I hope I'm doing that right. You guys will definitely let me know if I'm wrong doing this.
The most interesting thing about skincare is that not everything is right or wrong. I am often guilty of this binary thinking, but literally everything in life is a spectrum, and you have right over here and wrong over here. But a lot of stuff kind of fluctuates, and when it comes to putting on a cleanser, without water, it really depends on the formula. It's not right or wrong. It's really what works for you, and as long as you're not, microneedling your face and spreading infection at home, then there really isn't a wrong way per se. There's just things that are going to be better for your skin and your health in the long run, as well as your complexion and your wallet.
Warm water to take it off. So 1 second. And then I just pat it off. I used to scrub it off, and someone told me that you should always pat your face.
I love her! I also used to scrub things off my face, and a lot of people do that because there's residue left behind, so they literally wipe it off. If there's residue left behind, your cleanser probably isn't working. And doing this is only going to get off what you can visually see. It's not actually gonna get the shit out of your pores, which is what we want. Now, when it comes to should you use water, should you not, depends on if the formula is oil or water-based. Remember from chemistry that oil and water repel each other. So if you wet your face with water and then put an oil cleanser on, you now have makeup and sunscreen, a layer of water, and then a layer of oil. So that oil that wants to dissolve the oil-based makeup or sunscreen is not going to be able to penetrate as easily. So yes, if you are using an oil-based cleanser over oil-based makeup and sunscreen, you absolutely want to do that dry. But if you do have a water-based formula on your face or something that is water-soluble, going in with a water cleanse first is totally fine. And depending on the formula, if you have more of those foaming cleansers, you definitely want to go in with a water cleanse first. But if you're using the oils like a balm, going in dry and then emulsifying with water is a great idea. I love that she's open to talking about this. I love that we're having this discussion. And remember, if it works for you, that's what matters the most.
I learned most of my skincare from multiple different makeup artists or sets that I worked on. Growing up, I definitely didn't even know skincare was an important thing. And then whenever I have eye makeup on, I do this thing, and I don't know if it works or if it's right, but I use Vaseline to take the rest of my eye makeup off, and it also makes a repeat in my skincare journey later. When I was in middle school, I think I read somewhere that Vaseline's supposed to make your eyelashes grow. And so I used to lather my eyelashes and my eyebrows with Vaseline, and I don't know if it worked or not, but I realized it helped take my eye makeup off really gently. So I'm gonna grab a little wipe.
Oh damn, girl! This is news to me. We love a good Vaseline Solimo jelly moment. Any Vaseline type product, whether it's Aquaphor, Vaseline, or Solimo jelly, which is the brand that I like because it's vegan and cruelty free, it's basically petrolatum. It's a petroleum byproduct, and it's actually really good for the skin and for your moisture barrier. However, when it comes to growing your eyelashes, I don't know about any research with that. I know that some people have used castor oil to grow their eyelashes. Really, prostaglandins can grow your eyelashes, things like Latisse, which you can get as a prescription from your doctor or dermatologist, or from Apostrophe. They're like an online service that also has Latisse. The Ordinary has a new lash growth serum, and there are, some studies showing that peptides or circulation can help as long as you're stopping the hair from basically falling, since your eyelashes are basically hairs, which, like the top of your head and the rest of your body, has a growth cycle, a dormant phase, and then actually falls out. So if you want your lashes to grow longer, stimulating circulation, promoting that, very helpful. Not sleeping in your mascara, because if you sleep in your mascara, the lashes can get crunchy and break off. When it comes to Vaseline, I don't know. I will have to call up a dermatologist and ask, because that is interesting. When it also comes to removing eye makeup, it's a petroleum-based product, so I could kind of maybe see that breaking things down. I would just use an oil cleanser. It feels like that would get so goopy on the eyes. And then if you wanted to like rinse off with water, Vaseline and petroleum jelly, it's an occlusive barrier. You're not getting water through that. So then how would you remove that? I don't know if it works for her. I'm glad. It looks like she'd been doing it since middle school, but I would recommend a lash growth serum to get the best results, or even castor oil on like a little spoolie, I guess. The Vaseline isn't gonna hurt the eyes. This is very interesting. Should I try it? I don't know. Maybe I gotta try it. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you for teaching me a thing I did not previously know, nor had I ever ever in my wildest dreams considered to do.
I just never liked the like harsh rubbing of eye makeup. I just pat it off and it all comes off. Does anyone else with that face? I need two things. This Vaseline's my travels everywhere with me. Look at that. I have really sensitive eyes, so they get red really fast and easily. It's been a frustrating problem. So once all my makeup's off, usually once a week, I try to do a facial peel because I have really terrible combination skin. So I get oily, dry, I get cystic acne, and if there's a lot of buildup on my face, I will break out more. So I will use this, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong because I pronounce everything wrong, but Dr. Dennis Gross, I'm not quite sure. It's the Universal Daily Peel. So there's two parts. The first one is like an exfoliate and smooth. So you do that and then you wait like 2 minutes, and then the next one is an anti-aging neutralizer. I don't know what it does. All I know is it helps my skin.
I love her. She said that just right. Dr. Dennis Gross. I call it Dennis Gross. I don't know. Is it Gross? Totally could be. This is so good. And when she first said peel, my brain immediately went to medical aesthetics, chemical peel, like peel your face off, like a Jessner peel. This is very different, much more gentable. Gentable? What the f? Much more gentable. Hey, we have a new word. This is much more what even is that? Gentle and like palatable? Is that what I was going for? Plausible? Anyways, it is much more gentable for the face. And this is actually something great that you can absolutely do at home if you need some exfoliation. She speaks about cystic acne. I actually have a cyst like on the chest area, like the third intercostal space. And I believe it's because of a K-Skin body oil that I had been trying on my body. The cyst hurts. She is a sister. I feel her pain, literally, currently. And I love that she uses this. I feel like I could use a little bit of an exfoliation right now. It's been about a week. Should we peel? Should we peel? It's time to peel, my people. So we got the regular, which is what Sydney is using. And then we actually have the extra strength formula. This one is really good, safe to use at home. These are excellent formulas. I'm actually gonna go with her. I'm gonna use the regular strength peel today. Sydney doesn't even know, but like we're officially skincare friends because we're peeling together. So parasocial relationships at their finest.
And I just rub it all over my skin. And you just kind of use it until it feels like it's dry all the way.
I do have some pimple patches on. These are the star faces that Hailey Bieber got me to trick and try. And then I've also got my super fabulous holographic cosmic mermaid Wander Beauty eye patches. And you know what? We're just gonna peel right over them because that's the mood for this morning. We're just having some skincare fun. Do you do your skincare routine while you watch these videos? I hope so. This peel scares some people. It actually has denatured alcohol. It has witch hazel and glycolic acid. A lot of people are concerned about alcohol in their skincare, and normally, especially if you have dry skin, I would avoid it, and she does have dry skin. But in medical aesthetics and in actual chemical peels, we often use alcohol as what's called a scaling solution, preparing the face for a chemical peel, or preparing the face to help things like glycolic acid penetrate deeper, because that alcohol removes oils and things off of the skin so that water-soluble ingredients like glycolic acid can actually penetrate through the skin. And even if you get blood work done, right, we use a little bit of alcohol to clean the area just to make sure that there's no infection. So especially before microneedling, PRP, anything like that, you really want to make sure that, you know, there is an alcohol swab involved to clean the skin. So nothing is penetrating the skin with this one, which is why this is a great option for at home. It does have fragrance, so be aware of that. Seeing as Sydney has combination and sensitive skin, I would never recommend that she uses something like this and just leaves it on the face. I would always recommend that it's part of a peel or has a follow-up. But with this routine, for the purpose of a scaling solution, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal. And don't forget the ears. Everybody forgets the ears. Don't forget the ears.
I get this, and maybe you guys know what it is because I can't figure it out. But sometimes I get these weird rashes around my mouth or my nose, and I cannot get them to go away for the life of me. I was getting them a lot during Euphoria, and I don't know if it was just because I was constantly wearing makeup and changing makeup and or the weather was changing, but that was happening, and I started using these and it helped it go away.
Wow. What would exfoliation do that helps with that? I mean, if you're a man and have a beard, it could be ingrown hairs. Again, I am not diagnosing in this video, but based on what she's sharing, it kind of sounds like pustular rosacea, or potentially it could be perioral dermatitis. Pustular rosacea usually happens to people who have sensitive skin, which she has mentioned. She also mentioned that her eyes get red. There is a form of rosacea called ocular rosacea, and a lot of people don't realize that rosacea can impact the eyes. I wonder if this is a rosacea breakout. Because something like an acid wouldn't be ideal. I would use azelaic acid over an exfoliant like this, but especially if she was wearing makeup or if weather was changing, that could have been a rosacea breakout that was aggravated by some rubbing and products on the skin. Now, it could also be perioral dermatitis. A lot of people get that, and it can actually be caused by things like toothpaste. It can be very frustrating and very painful for people. That could have been it as well if there was like a concealer or a specific thing around the mouth that was being used, or if she had like a split lip with like angular cheilitis. But overall, see a doctor, see a derm. If she has pictures, bring those to a doctor or a derm. I would actually not be surprised if we found out that she has rosacea. I would love a follow-up from our dear Sydney Sweeney. I want to know.
I refuse to sleep in my makeup. Even if I am exhausted and I can't keep my eyes open, number one rule I have always followed is never sleep with your makeup in. So that is my number one rule for myself. So we'll just wait a second, let my skin cool down. This is, if you see my lovely robe, I would like to say thank you, Jennifer Coolidge, because she actually, when we were in Hawaii, she gave it to me for Valentine's Day, and it's my favorite robe. So, free Jennifer Coolidge robe. Okay, so then the second towelette is the anti-aging one. We shall see in 10 years if it works.
Sunscreen will work better, but I love her attitude. I also love that she never sleeps in her makeup. I never sleep in my makeup because I used to sleep in my makeup. Oh yeah. We are talking about middle school skincare tricks. The middle school skincare trick that was a disaster for me was the Neutrogena Blemish Clearing Foundation. Does anybody remember it? It was a foundation that claimed it would clear your acne. So my dumbass was like, ooh, let's put it on our face and leave it on and sleep with it, and wake up the next morning and apply more. Yeah, I was breaking the fuck out. Just because it had salicylic acid did not mean that it was okay for me to sleep in that shit. I made some horrible, horrible mistakes in middle school. Do like Sydney Sweeney and don't sleep in your makeup.
Pretty good. Okay, so you let that dry for a little bit.
So what really sets this step apart with Dr. Dennis Gross are the ingredients in this. This wipe isn't just like an exfoliating wipe. This actually has retinol in it, which we know is part of the vitamin A family, which is the gold standard in dermatology for acne and anti-aging. This also has ubiquinone, otherwise known as Q10. It's an amazing antioxidant for skin support. This also has ascorbic acid, which is our vitamin C, another great antioxidant. This has zinc PCA, which can help with oil control. This does have sodium bicarbonate, so again, baking soda basically. And that could be slightly irritating for someone like her who has super sensitive skin. But again, this is a weekly peel. You don't do this every day. And I absolutely love the step 2 of this. Yes, I guess I would call it anti-aging, but I would also just call it really good skin support. Like, it has a lot of actives in this little pad. And actually, I wish that Dr. Dennis Gross made a serum that was this, and that way you could get the serum outside of the pad. I feel like I would want the pad as a step 1, and then I would just want a serum applicant as step 2. You could even use this as kind of like a mini sheet mask, you know, just stick it on and leave it there. I am slightly surprised, but really enjoying this night routine.
I always love using Laneige's Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Serum. I love putting this as a base for any and all skincare because I think it just really nourishes my skin, and because I do typically get dry, I think it just helps neutralize everything. And I was recently in Albuquerque filming and it was so dry and I just needed anything and everything to moisturize my skin. So I started using this and I love it, and it's really fun. You like twist it. I like that, because then it doesn't spill everywhere in my luggage, because I have a tendency to have that happen. So I just use a couple pumps.
I I love the little twisty top. That actually reminds me of the Allies of Skin product as well as Fenty Skin. Now what is in this? It is 45 doll hairs for a Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Serum. Again, not cruelty free, but it does say it's hydrating, hyaluronic acid, hypoallergenic, good for dryness. So she's using products that actually work with her skin's type and condition, which I love to see. We have water, butylene glycol, dipropylene glycol, glycerin, squalane, hexandiol. Wow, there are a lot of good and moisturizing ingredients in here. There is fragrance and perfume, which I wouldn't totally recommend if she's super sensitive. We do have hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, which can penetrate, lactobacillus ferment, glucose. This is good, but it wouldn't be my first pick. I would actually love to see her, if she wants a hyaluronic serum, use something like the Isntree Water Hyaluronic Serum that has 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid. It penetrates extremely well. It's half the price of this for pretty much the same amount, and that is phenomenal if you have dry or oily skin and you just want hyaluronic acid to penetrate. Isntree is like the best brand for hyaluronic acid that I've found so far. Isntree knows how to do a good hyaluronic acid, and they know how to do a good sunscreen. One of my favorite sunscreens. So this, while it looks okay for her, there's nothing bad about it, but it's not my total favorite. And I would definitely recommend a less expensive one. The green tea enzyme sounds good. Peptides, again, good. Blue hyaluronic acid, that sounds like a marketing term. What the fuck makes this hyaluronic acid blue? I would just go for the Isntree one if I were her. But overall, if this works for her, if it's a good base for everything else she applies, more power to ya.
Just use a couple pumps. And I put it everywhere as a base for this amazing device that I have found. I'll show you guys. I always do on the neck. Okay, so I put that on. And you want to make sure that you don't rub it in too much, because then I use this Solo Wave wand and it's like a red light. If you see, it vibrates and it's a red light therapy. And I try to use it every night for about 5 minutes, and I feel like it really helps even up my skin tone. And if I feel like I have a cystic acne pimple coming, it disappears. I might be telling myself that, but it works. So I do it on my cheeks and then my forehead and then my neck. And I use this as the base. You can use other serums, but I like using the lashes. So if I start to feel dry or the sticks, I add a little bit more serum, but we'll start here.
Sydney is the one who got me to try this. I think it was her and Debbie Ryan. This is the Solo Wave, and I bought it off of Amazon because I was very skeptical, and I thought, no f***ing way is this going to work. I mean, hello, I am the bitch that just spent $400 something on this at Sephora. And LED therapy, while it is great, while it is medically backed, while if you have the right strength and penetration can work very well, it can also be very scammy. 4AO UFO. A lot of LED products that are sold and peddled to us online don't have the right wavelengths and don't have the right strength to actually help the skin. Now, when it comes to LED, blue light usually helps with acne. It's kind of antibacterial, can kind of kill bacteria. And the red light actually penetrates the deepest because of our beautiful electromagnetic spectrum. And the red light can actually help with inflammation. And there's some evidence showing it can help with collagen production and really helping the skin. And yes, I have been trying and using this. I actually, fun fact, I have a burn on my chesticles, a burn from a curling iron. And while I was traveling, I couldn't bring like a whole LED face mask with me. So I actually brought this, and I have been using this on my burn, and it works very, very well. Honestly, look at how well my burn has been healing. I've been really pleased with it. Now, here's my cystic pimple. Can you see it? It is so painful. I have not yet tried this on my cystic pimple. I might have to now that she's recommending it, but this little Solo Wave has actually quite impressed me. It's very easy to charge. I can't say that it's made a ton of difference, but especially as I travel, it's good. It has the right wavelengths. You want like 650 nanometers. It's really, really good. It does vibrate. It feels nice when you put it on the skin. It's relaxing, and I can just sit here and do it on my own time. And has it helped my blemishes heal faster? Actually, yeah, I guess I would kind of say that when I've put it on like an open pimple, like some of these that I'm currently pimple patching, it kind of helps them heal. I really, really like this. And it's like $100 as opposed to this, which is $500. But again, testing this out, I will compare them, I will bring it to you. But so far, Sydney Sweeney has brought me to the point where I spent money on this. And so far, I am not disappointed.
I started using this during, when we were all locked down during quarantine, because I was trying to find things to just make self-care, and I really like using it. I tried a lot of things during quarantine, I got really into face masks and bubble baths and a lot of Cassie's products from her skincare routine was my product. So my manic episode of skincare was also Cassie's manic episode of skincare.
It's so funny because my name is Cassie Moo. Yes, you call me Cassandra Bankson, but a lot of people also call me Cass and Cassie. So whenever I hear that name, it's such an uncommon name. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? If you haven't seen, we actually reacted to her manic skincare routine, which yes, apparently are the devices she actually uses. Linky beeth in the descriptione box for you because that was an adventure.
I move on to my moisturizers. So first I use Laneige's Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Cream. This was everything in Albuquerque while I was filming. So I take it, rub it, and I lather it all over. Literally, the first time I used this, I woke up and I thought my skin was a baby's bottom. It was so soft.
We love having our skin be like a baby's bottom. Now, I am very confused. Why are they calling this blue hyaluronic acid? That just seems like a marketing gimmick. The Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Cream Moisturizer. It has 73 reviews on Amazon, and it is, I think, 4.5 stars, which is actually pretty good. Let's see what's actually in here. The ingredients are actually quite similar to the serum that she was using. We do have glycerin, we have squalane, there is some dimethicone, some different triglycerides in here. This does look to be much more moisturizing. There is fragrance in here, which again, wouldn't totally recommend for her. I do love to see the allantoin. Allantoin is very nourishing to skin, and beta-glucans are as well. Beta-glucans are often found in things like oats. And we also have ceramides in here. Ceramides are amazing for our skin barrier. Naturally, they make up 50% of the outermost layer of our skin. That's the stratum corneum. And usually as we get older, the skin barrier gets damaged, especially if we over-exfoliate. And so ceramides can really help. The hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid is good in here. Lactobacillus, this actually looks kind of good. I wouldn't do the fragrance. There are definitely less expensive options that will also get you a similar texture, less fragrance, something that also doesn't cost as much money, but this is nice. What actually comes to mind is Bioma. I just bought those from Target. They're kind of like an upgraded version of CeraVe, I would say. They're actually in a very similar container as well. They have that like plasticky rounded edge kind of bubblish look. Bioma is something I would do over this, but overall, if this is working for her, I'm so happy. She's doing it right, and you always want to lock in hyaluronic acid with some form of a moisturizer so that the hyaluronic acid can take that moisture and basically bind to the water in that formula and not dry out the skin. We've done videos on that if you are curious, but overall, she's using some good skincare. Wingardium Leviosa, tell me more about what you put on your face. Thank ya.
And because everyone's skin was so dry while we were filming, I ended up getting a bunch of their moisturizers and products for the rest of the cast and in the trailer for hair and makeup, and everyone started using them and becoming addicted, and I got them all hooked.
I want to be part of her cast. If you're friends with her, do you get free skincare? Damn. If you're friends with Hailey Bieber, apparently you get the $400 Shami Darden facial wand for Christmas. If you're friends with Sydney Sweeney, apparently you get Laneige skincare and hyaluronic face serums. My friends need to step it up. What friends?
I don't know if everyone comes to me for skincare advice, but I really like it when people do, because I feel like I've had such a journey with it, and I've learned, hopefully I've learned, and I'm still learning so much more, but there's no picture proof because I don't want it out there, but I just have really, really bad skin. And I am so grateful and thankful that I don't have acne scars because I am a picker, and I dug into my face. I had terrible mounds everywhere, and I would make myself bleed, and I could not figure out my skin for years and years until I was like 19, 20 years old.
As somebody who also had major acne and was a picker and actually does have acne scars, I resonate with this. Sydney is a sister. Absolutely. I really wish that she would open up about those photos. Oh, I feel like, yes, it's embarrassing, but it also shows people what you've gone through, that like there is hope. And as someone who literally has a profession of helping other people with skincare, I resonate so much with what she's saying. I want to talk skincare with Sydney Sweeney. I want to give her a facial. I want to be her friend. And it's not just because she gives her friends free skincare. I subscribe to this.
So after the cream moisturizer, I use, oh, I already took the lid off, but the Laneige water sleeping mask. So you put it on and then in the morning, it just like soaks in and then you wash it off.
We love a good sleep mask. A lot of people are very curious as to like, what is a sleep mask? It's basically an extended moisturizer. It's just another layer to go on top. And the Water Bank cream moisturizer she was using, it looked really lightweight, so I could see her using a sleep mask like this. You don't need a sleep mask. If you want one, Glow Recipe has a good watermelon one. Trader Joe's has an even less expensive one that's even better. I tried them side by side. Mwah, excellente. Pacifica Beauty has a Wake Up Beautiful sleep mask with quinoa. That is excellent. And she was talking about the Vaseline petrolatum jelly earlier. Truth be told, Vaseline petrolatum jelly for people with dry skin is a really good sleep mask. It's called slugging. It's been around for ages, but it got the nickname slugging and everyone's saying that it's a brand new technique, which it's actually been around, but okay, slugging. Eczema, dry skin, it really, really works. And you could use any of those as a sleep mask if you just basically wear a thick moisturizer overnight.
A nice little pick me up when your skin needs a drink.
Now, what is in this that gives her skin a drink? I want to see how this is different from the other products. I like that it's only 29 bucks. I just don't like that it's not cruelty-free. This has butylene glycol, glycerin, okay. We have trehalose, we have 1,2-hexanediol, we have some copolymers, some lactobacillus ferment. Again, with the fragrance, I wouldn't want that on my face all night, but okay. Annuline, beta-glucans, we do have limonene and linalool, but again, as long as those fragrances don't irritate her, this is not bad. It claims to hydrate, brighten, and soften. And honestly, for $30, it looks like it would. They're kind of saying that the squalane is the main ingredient in here. We've actually done a video ranking squalanes. I think that there are some much better squalane options out there. And if you really want squalane, I would highly recommend the squalane oil from Biossance, which brutally honest review coming soon. But this seems to work for her. She really, really loves it. It doesn't cost a bajillion dollars. And her face looks great. I must say that for someone who says that she's struggled so much with, you know, what sounds like rosacea and with picking her skin and with acne and with all this stuff and then the dryness, she's gone through a lot. Her face looks freaking fantastic. And I don't know if it's the products or if it's just her gorgeous genetics and just her, or the fact that she's a celebrity and maybe has access to doctors and dermatologists and estheticians, but I'm liking what I'm seeing.
And I don't know if this is right, people are probably gonna judge me, but I actually use Vaseline as my under eye cream, and then if I'm feeling like I need to pick me up anywhere else and I'm really dry, I kind of put it everywhere else. So I just take a little bit of Vaseline and I put it under my eyes.
I love this! Holy guacamole! This is a great eye cream. I would actually put her moisturizer underneath her eyes and then lock it in with the Vaseline, but this is excellent. I love that she's not spending money on an overpriced tube of crap that they're overcharging for. This is excellent. You know, Vaseline or petrolatum jelly, it is an occlusive barrier. So she is just locking in whatever moisture is now in that area. For instance, when I'm done with these from Wander Beauty, I could literally take these off and literally put Vaseline on there. It would be like a really great overnight eye mask. This is actually a phenomenal idea. Wouldn't irritate the eyes. It's fragrance free, especially if you have dry eyes or ocular rosacea. This is fantastic. And I love that it's like 0.33% of a scent as opposed to $52 for some overpriced moisturizer.
I was finding that a lot of under eye creams or oils or whatever products were not working for me. Like, it would make my makeup sit strange and I felt like my eyes were getting dry or just, it wasn't right. And then I started doing this and you guys, it's been a life changer. I don't know why, but Vaseline.
Has anybody else had that experience where you spend all of the money on the eye cream because some celebrity uses it or, you know, some influencer promotes it and you're like, that was shit. There are a few eye creams that are actually worth it, that I actually like. But again, the skin is skin is skin. And if it works here, it can work here and vice versa. I freaking love that she does this. A+, literal A+. Cheers, my bitches. Cheers.
And then if I have is it a pimple, anything that I feel like coming, I have this, it's prescribed to me, and I've had it for a really long time, but it's the Epo Duo Forte, and I do not put it all over my face. My dermatologist told me to put it all over my face in high school, and my face reacted terribly, and then I just started doing spot treatment, and that changed the game for me. So I know some people say put it all over your face, but I do not. So if I have, right now I have like the little ones up there, so I'll put, I tap it where it needs.
Fantastic. I love that she's open about her prescription products. Epo Duo Forte is basically a blend. It's benzoyl peroxide and it's adapalene gel. You get it as a prescription. You can't get it over the counter. But if you didn't have access to a prescription or a dermatologist and you wanted to kind of make your own, you could literally get the acne-free adapalene gel, which is amazing for both acne and anti-aging, and it's actually better for sensitive skin types. And then you could get like the Face Reality benzoyl peroxide wash, and you could literally just wash your face with the benzoyl peroxide and then spot treat on the acne-free adapalene gel. Or acne-free also has the Terminator. It's like an actual benzoyl peroxide spot treatment. That's basically the active ingredients in this Forte gel. It is excellent. It is drying. So for her skin, I can understand why it didn't work for her all over, especially if she's more combination. The reasoning for putting it all over the face would actually be to prevent new breakouts from forming. Right now, as she's spot treating, she's basically being reactive. So she is reacting to a pimple that's already there. Whereas if you use it all over, you are being preventative and preventing that. But I can understand that the benzoyl peroxide was too drying for her. I would say just get the acne-free adapalene gel and use that all over. The adapalene gel is much more gentle than other retinoids. It's a synthetic retinoid, and it's much better for, you know, people who have more sensitive skin. And if you just use that all over, it can help prevent those new breakouts from forming. And then just use like a thick moisturizer with it. Honestly, her Vaseline, just adapalene gel, Vaseline, or Vaseline and then adapalene gel if you wanted to flip-flop the sandwich. I love her skincare routine.
So I generously apply to my lips.
I generously don't recommend the Laneige sleeping masks or basically anything that has like color or fragrances. And it's because they can cause things like angular cheilitis or irritation on the lips. We've actually done a tiki-talkie all about it. But a lot of people are obsessed with this. And if your lips like it, go for it. Bite Beauty used to have like a really good agave one, but that went out of business because Bite Beauty just went out of business, which that sucks. But I've recently found the Biossance Vegan Rose Squalane Balm. It has rose wax, but it has no fragrance, no rose oil, no colorants, anything like that. And it is the best lip balm or like lip jelly balm thing that I've used in a long time. But again, if you want to just play it safe, literally Vaseline, Salimo Jelly, Petrolatum makes the perfect lip balm. I love that she uses this, but I would recommend just taking what was here that she put under her eyes and just, you know, taking another swipe, taking another dip in the bucket and just putting it right here. That'll probably do better for her. Can somebody tweet this at Sydney Sweeney? Be like, Sydney Sweeney, use the Vaseline on the lips. This is a request. Can we all just tweet her? I think it'll help.
I also, it's just a nice little ad, but I sleep with perfume on because I like to smell good. So I also will spray a little bit.
She look good and she smell good. If I spray perfume before I go to sleep, I will be up all night sneezing because perfumes make me sneeze. I didn't realize that I had such irritations to the fragrances in many perfumes and that may have even been contributing to some of my respiratory issues and potentially to even my skin inflammation, you know, that contributed to my acne. We have a video about that from like 5 years ago, but you know, a fun time. This skincare routine, although it has non-cruelty-free products that I do not recommend, this is like an A skincare routine. It's not overpriced. She's using really good devices and really good treatments. I'm so impressed. Like, I would definitely choose some more cruelty-free products because that is a pet peeve of mine. But like, she doing everything good. She even pulled back the hair. If we want to tweet at her, about the lips, about potentially looking into ocular and facial rosacea. Sydney Sweeney has no fucking clue who I am, yet I have dubbed her one of my skincare best friends. You're one of them too, which is why you've subscribed and hit the like button, and why we sit here and chill and drink coffee and put glittery shit on our faces together. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I needed this morning. I also needed the brown sugar oat creamer, which I got. And so I'm a happy camper. Cassie is a happy camper. Overall, always remember to stay hydrated, both orally and topically. Don't forget to reapply that SPF if it is during the day. Don't forget to get the Isntree hyaluronic acid serum instead of the Laneige one, because the Isntree one is cruelty-free and has 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid. And don't forget to be beautiful, both inside and out. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you in this other Sydney Sweeney reaction video. Love you guys. Bye.